So here we are on the home screen of Cash App after we've created our account, and the first thing I want to show you now is how to add money. So we've already linked a bank account earlier on. So what you're going to do is click on the bottom left, which is like a little bank or house looking icon, and then it's going to show you your cash balance. Up here is where you're going to either add money or withdraw, but in this case we're going to add money. So if you click on the add money button, it's going to have some pre-filled amounts of $10, $25 up to $200 to add, but if you want to add more, you simply click on the three dots here. So if you wanted to put $500 in, you would type in that amount. But in this case, we're just going to go back here and we're going to click on add money again, and we're just going to do a $10 deposit. So after that, we're going to click on continue. And at this point, we do have to actually verify our identity before depositing. So this is where you're going to need your license or some other type of government issued ID. At this point, you're going to click on the green continue button, and it's now going to ask you again for your date of birth. And then you're going to click on the green next button, and it's now going to ask you for the last 4 digits of your social security number. So there are going to be some forms that might be filed with the IRS depending on the volume that you are sending and receiving on Cash App. So that is why they are asking for this information. There's also KYC or know your customer laws. So companies are required to collect this information, and that is why they are asking for things like your address and your social, for example. It is fully encrypted, so you generally don't have to worry about this being unsafe or anything like that. Once you've entered that, you can click on the green next button once again. And just like that, it now added the $10 to my balance. So I didn't actually have to do any ID photograph verification. You might need to do that depending on if they can automatically verify you. So just keep that in the back of your mind. For now, we're going to click on the green done button, and the cash balance is now $10. We're going to look into the other stuff here in terms of the savings account, Bitcoin investing, stock investing, and even their tax refund and return features. But for now, I want to show you how to actually send someone money on Cash App. If you click the $ at the middle here, it brings us back to the home screen where you see the $0. And let's say you want to go ahead and send somebody just $2, for example. Maybe they split a very, very cheap lunch with you or something like that. So you're going to type in the dollar amount first, and then you're going to either click on request or pay. In this case, we're looking to pay someone, so we're going to click on the pay button. And at this point, you can allow the contacts if you wanted to look through your phone. We're going to click not now, but you can either type in the person's name, the cash tag if you know it, their phone number, or their email. So you're going to type in the 2 here, and then you're going to type a $ first, and then you're going to type in the cash tag. Once you type that in, that's going to automatically populate at the bottom, and you'll see the person's name, so you can check that box here and confirm it is the right person. So if that's why it's good actually also to set your profile picture to yourself if you plan on using this a lot. That way you can look at that circle icon and see if it's the right person. At this point, you're going to click on confirm, and then you have the option to add a note here in the for section. So we're going to type in here and say splitting lunch, even though that's just a fake example here, but you can type in whatever it is here for either sending money or requesting money, and then it's going to show you where you're going to source the funds. So we can use the $10 cash balance, but if you click on the drop down, you could also select the debit card that you linked and pay this right out of your linked bank account. And then we're going to click on the green pay button, and at that point it sends the money. Now depending on how much you send, it might kick back a 2-factor code for you to verify for your phone or email, but since this was only $2, it didn't seem to care. At that point, we'll click on the done button, and if we click over here at the left, we can see that we now have a balance of $8. But let's say you want to see a record of the transactions that you've sent or received, for example. To see that, you're going to click over at the bottom right, this clock icon, and that's going to show you all of your activity. So we can see where we added $10 initially from the debit card, and that money settled immediately, so we could send it right away. And then we can see here where $2 was sent in an example here of splitting lunch. Now, if you want to request money, for example, you would follow those same steps. You would click on the $ in the middle. You would type in the amount of money that you're looking to request, but instead of clicking pay now, you'd click request, and then you would follow the same steps here of either entering the name, the cash tag, phone number, or whatever it may be. And then at that point, you would send that person a request here. So I'm just going to type in submit demo, and then click on the green request button. And just like that, we have requested $50. Now they would then have to go into their account and manually send that money, but it will notify them that there is a request. And since we just sent that request, if you click at the bottom right icon again for activity, we now have a pending section which shows this request. So if it gets filled, it'll move down to the today section or whenever that actually processes. But let's say, for example, you want to cancel a request that you've sent. You would click under the pending section and click on the actual transaction. And where it shows you as pending here at the bottom, you would then click in the top right, the 3 dots, and it shows you the details about the transaction. At this point, you can click on cancel request if you want to, and it's going to prompt you to confirm whether or not you want to do this. We're going to click on yes. And just like that, we have canceled out that request. That's going to move it down to the today section. So it still shows this under activity, but it is going to be striked out here with the $50. So you do have a record that the transaction was actually canceled here for the request.